Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Sunday to you. Hopefully your weekend is going swimmingly. We have one final category to run through in our little catch-up marathon. There's, I believe, 8 more songs to go, all of these coming from the realm of the K-band category. Well, apart from one, Forestella is thrown in here as well, because K-bands and crossover groups, I've kind of put them together from the get-go. But we have 8 songs to get through. Reminder, all of these songs I have listened to already. I have written posts about them over on the Communities tab. I believe it's actually called the Community tab, but these songs won't be fresh first listens. I would have heard of them before, so if I don't respond to them as maybe as animatedly as I have with previous songs, like fresh releases and so on, that is why I do apologize. But we have plenty of songs to get through. So we've got more music from the Rose. I think one last pre-release before the dual album finally drops, which I believe is coming very soon. I'm very excited for that. ONEWE, or should I say the 3WE, the 2 songs from the little 3WE special album. W24. Juhyuk of Gift, getting back on with a little bit of the Suband alumni. Love to see it. Same with a little bit of 9001. Of course, my beloved gentleman, Forestella, with admittedly a very big style switch when it comes to Forestella's music, and then finishing with Legends FTISLAND. So, let us get into it. DJ, roll the intro! The Rose. One more time, we have The Rose to check out. You're Beautiful. If I remember correctly, this one was very smooth and like atmospheric. And I like that in the pre-releases we've gotten, they've all been very stylistically different. I mean, to be honest, this entire like dual era, starting the pre-releases with Back to Me, oh my goodness, that song still lives rent-free in my head. I cannot tell you how many times I've binge listened to that. It's so good. But this isn't about that song. This is The Rose is You're Beautiful. So here we go. I wonder where they shot this.
I got you, you got me. There's something special, what you do to me. Already got to me now, taking my sanity. Oh,
Switzerland.
so
That's Switzerland, isn't it?
there's no words, no filter, no
I recognize the Helvetica license plates.
captured the essence of everything. Not looking at stars for answers. Nothing could shine as bright as you. You're the only.
Oh, yeah, I love the mixing for this. It's one of those songs that just continues to ring.
Even have to try. Don't let them tell you otherwise. You're beautiful, I'll tell you why. I love the way that you're designed. Love the way we intertwine. Still don't need a reason why. You're beautiful and now you're mine. And now that I'm with you, another day to show you and hold you in every way.
What really intrigues me about this song is where in the album it's going to appear on. Because this is one of those songs that gets you ready for a big style switch, like a big impact song coming after this on an album.
No, there ain't no other, no, there ain't no other but you. No, there ain't no other, no, there ain't no other but you. No, there ain't no other, no, there ain't no other but you.
Even when the top line starts to pick up pace, the instrumental is still very atmospheric. Even with this drum part coming in, the long reverb, the long drawn out notes. Tell you otherwise. You're beautiful, I'll tell you why. The way that you're designed.
Love the way we intertwine. Still don't need a reason why.
You're beautiful and now you're mine. It's so pretty.
You don't even have to try. Don't let them
Tell you otherwise. You're beautiful, I'll tell you why. Oh. It's honestly a gorgeous song. It's so... I love the mixing for this more than anything. It's one of those songs where I was listening to this in bed the other morning. Just I didn't feel like getting out of bed, so I popped on YouTube and this song came up. I saw other people watch it. Popped some headphones on, just laid back. And when you really let yourself get taken away by the song, you kind of feel like you're like suspended in space. And this song is the force that is like keeping you in stasis, and it's such a cool experience. Because it's really, the song is unlike many other songs that I've heard, at least in this year, when it comes to this kind of like transcending atmospheric type music. This is a type of song that like pop artists won't go for, just because I feel like you need live instruments or some form of live instrument to produce the proper atmosphere for this. But, and then you have the vocalists tagging in on it and how they both have that like kind of flutteriness to their vocals. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm so excited for that album to drop, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, phone call. Give me 2 seconds. Right, apologies for that. That was actually kind of an important phone call I needed to take. Let us keep going. 3WE. No, it's 1WE. Of course, still without Yonghoon and Kanghyun, who I miss very dearly. But again, we're getting new 1WE music while members are on military leave. And I think that's so cool. Because what, Still Here... Yeah, Still Here dropped when Yonghoon was already gone, right? Gravity dropped when both Kanghyun and Yonghoon had already gone off to the military. And now we get, like, this, like, 3WE project following Gyuk's solo. Like, 1WE are feeding us content, and I love it. Because I was fully expecting to just not get 1WE music altogether while members were away. So this is very cool. But 1WE's Salty Boy, and following this will be Omnipresent from the, was it the XOXO special single that they dropped? Very fun time. Was this, they're working in units in a way, because this is Dongmyeong and Gyuk on Salty Boy. Omnipresent will have Harin instead of Dongmyeong. Not quite sure why we never got a Dongmyeong and Harin duet. I was wondering when like listening to Omnipresent after watching the MV for Salty Boy, the fact that we never got that third pairing. If there is an explanation for that, do let me know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy this because stylistically, this is very this feels like an extension of Gyuk's solo work, just with a Donghyun feature on it, and they work so well together. Also, RBW, can we get some freaking captions, please? That salty boy. This is a song I've listened to a lot, actually. Salty boy. Honestly, I'm so glad that Juhyuk is, ever since his solo and now this kind of 3-way project with Salty Boy, is really getting a chance to flex the vocal chops that he's got, because his lower tone is so nice. Especially with the high vocals that both Younghoon and Donghyun are capable of doing. It's also really nice to hear Donghyun sit lower too. Salt and vinegar lays. I guess we call them walkers here, but super long build. The octaves, going from a harmony to the octave, is so cool. Salty boy. That release never gets old. It's so nice. Yeah. Salty boy. Yeah, salty boy. Yeah, that salty boy. Salty boy. Genuinely might be one of my favorite ONEWE songs. It's so fun. And the thing is, I found ONEWE because of their ballads, so Still Here, Universe, I mean those two still very much sit at the top for me. So getting a song like Salty Boy that really is just a different vein of band music is so nice. Don't get me wrong, I love a ballad. If you know anything about me and my tastes in music, you know I love a ballad, and you know how much of a soft spot I have for Universe, especially. In fact, there's a whole story that's connected to Universe that I've never told, I don't think I've ever told on camera. I may do at some point, but Salty Boy is the exact type of kind of script flipping I wanted from ONEWE. And admittedly, I really do need to delve into ONEWE's discography properly, like especially their earlier stuff, because I'm actually not too like for the amount of love and appreciation I have for ONEWE, I don't know a lot about their discography. So one day we'll get into them. One day. But we have the second half of the project, Mr. Harin. Omnipresent is a song that I have not listened to that much. In fact, I don't think I've listened to it since I wrote the post about it. And of course, back then the MV wasn't out. No captions available. RBW, I swear to... I actually have a question for all those of you who know ONEWE. How often does Haring sing? Because I feel like he's usually busy behind the kit, but I haven't seen him mic'd up all that often. So if there's a song where there is a very like pronounced Haring vocal part, do let me know, because I'm curious as to what he sounds like vocally. That's actually a very cool way to incorporate the synths. I didn't realize in the performance videos that's how he would do it. Having the synths actually programmed into the launchpad. Shout out to session guitarists for this, because this solo is so stylistically on point for the song, even though they don't get featured visually. What Omnipresent does really well for me is the fact that while this isn't really the case with ONEWE, oftentimes when it comes to a traditional like band setup, the bassist and the drummer are two of the members in a group that probably get the least amount of individual attention unless you go to a live stage. Like if you go to a live show of like band music, the drummer and the bassist will get a moment somewhere in the set to show off. But when it comes to like studio releases and stuff like that, they really don't. It's usually, you know, lead guitar and then vocal that shows off for the album. And you rarely get to hear the drum and the bass outside of their kind of hold down the fort use in music, right? So to have a song like Omnipresent where it's literally just the bass and the drum have their moment to shine in itself is very cool, but to have that entire solo interlude where both Juhyuk and Haring have a solo on their own is so nice because it's like it feels freeing in a way, especially as someone who's like very familiar with the band setup and band music to have have a moment in a studio release song, not just on like a live stage, on a studio release song where the bassist and the drummer have a solo incorporated into the song makes me so happy because that rarely happens, and that's great. Oh. And again, I'll bring it up. I wish there was one more song where we had Dongmyung and Harin together. Just like I want a completion of that triangle. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm certainly not upset at the fact that we got ONEWE music in general. It was great. So, how long until Younghoon and Kanghyun are back? Younghoon should be back not too long, right? One day. Right. W24. Shout out the bassist. Hello, Hammond organ. I forgot how this song went. Yeah, this is another one of those songs I haven't listened to since release. I think I mentioned it in the post, but there's a Japanese group called Sakanakshon that did a song called Shin Takarajima that's very stylistically similar to this, and I really like it. It's super intense, super fast. Busy drum part. In fact, the entire song is really busy. It's so fast. And the thing is, this song is pretty intense from measure one in terms of like the energy and the vibes of it, but it doesn't get old because there's enough of a style switch in between every phrase that keeps the song going but keeps it fresh as well. I cannot imagine how tiring the song must be to play though. Just like across the board. It's so intense and it's so fast. A live set for this? Oh, I'm tired imagining it. It's a great time. It's a great time. It's a song that once you understand the vibe of it, you just know what's coming up. That bridge, post bridge, is very nice. The way the instruments just all cut out. I think it's very much needed in a song like this, where if you have it be high intensity all the way from the get-go, it does get tiring after a while. So having a little break to recuperate some of that energy is very nice. It's very smart. And yeah, If you haven't listened to Shin Takarajima by Sakanakshon, I highly recommend it. If you like this type of music in particular. But yeah, I like the intensity of it. I did send it to, I have a friend from back in my undergraduate days who does a lot of garage band stuff. Not like the program garage band, like actual garage band stuff. And like he's part of like a big community of like the college garage band scene. And I sent him this. And apparently there's a new group in on the scene for like this academic year that's doing a sound that's very similar to this. So I had him forward the song around, and they were very impressed with it. They said they enjoyed it. So very cool to be able to spread the word of the K band around a little bit into the non-K band realm, so to speak. So very cool. Shout out all the indie bands out there. Y'all keep doing your thing. Of course, a little Sue band reunion for this one, because it's not just Juhyuk on this. So cool that Storm and Kyungyoon got to get involved with this. It's great to see their faces. Does this ever get captions? No, it didn't. I arranged the playlist in chronological order, but this actually lined up really nicely, getting Juhyuk after W24. It's a nice way to kind of relax and slow down the heart rate a little bit. I miss Superband, man. It's been so long since we finished a show now. I know I haven't said much, but it's very much him in his element, isn't it? I love his voice on a song like this. Oh, Juhyuk's voice is something special, man. Like, we had 14 weeks with Juhyuk's vocals on Superband, right? Because he was, I mean, part of the original Lucy lineup on the show. And even before then, just an absolutely gorgeous voice that does this kind of softer music so well. And this is very much a song that, for me, is in Juhyuk's element. He's able to comfortably sit in that high, husky voice of his that I freaking love. And it's got this kind of anthem, but also ballad, but also like empowering feel to it. It's just very pretty. And it just kind of, that with the combination of his voice, just has such a nice sparkle to the song. And the fact that like we got both Kyunghyun on drums and Storm on bass as a fan of Superband and as someone who went through Superband just makes me so happy. Man, I love it. Let's keep her moving though. 9001.
어제 발표된 신곡이에요. What You Wanna Do. 오늘 아까 촬영하고 있었는데 그때부터 자리 지켜주신 많은 분들 감사드리고
This never had an MV when it dropped originally. It just had like the studio recording version, but I saw that there was a special clip out on the 9001 YouTube, so that's what we're gonna watch.
난 가끔 엉뚱한 곳에서 이상한 생각을 해 궁금해 예를 들면 오로붓에서 여권 사진을 찍곤 해요 진지해 지하고 싶어 너 때나부터 너 그렇게 살면 머리 빠져 하기 싫은 일은 하나도 안 하고 싶어
Oh my, that mascot is terrifying. I definitely missed the cue on that, but the funk vibe is so nice. And shout out the bassist in 9001 because he kind of pops off on the song. Do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do. This kind of overall, I've still yet to really pinpoint what 9001's like musical comfort zone is. But I do like funk with 9001. They do it really well. Having said that, they also do a song like Zinnia really well as well. But yeah, MVP of the song goes to my bassist over there. Do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do. Oop. I missed the pause button. I missed the pause cue. Dang it. But Yeah, no, 9001's been kind of a blast. It's the thing is, I feel like by the time Jogon got eliminated from 90 or from Superband, I feel like we never really got a proper chance to fully grasp his vocal ability. And, like, he went out. What round did he go out on? Did he go out on the Suband anthem, the city pop song? I forget, but yeah, like being able to check out 9001 on multiple occasions after finishing Superband. So like we had Upside Down. There's album release or the studio release a little while ago. Of course, we just had what was it? What You Want to Do. Then we ran through some of their older discography in the debrief streams. And 9001 are just kind of a good time. I can't really explain and articulate all that well what that means, but listening to 9001 music is just always a good time. I'm always done listening to 9001 with a sense of just like fulfillment and just like happiness. It's a nice feeling I get having just finished listening to 9001 that I can't quite explain. Want to Do is very nice, or What You Want to Do, very nice song. Now, did this never get English captions? I swear it did. Oh, I guess not. Well, I'll be damned. Okay. Forestella, of course, they are not technically a K-band, but I classify the K-bands and the crossover genre artists together. It just makes my life a lot easier. Because honestly, in the normal case, categorizing the crossover genre like Libelante, like Forestella, like La Poème, and although we haven't covered them yet, like a group like Forte24, I mean, these are all, Phantom Singer winners, but categorizing them as just a normal boy group just feels like a disservice to them. But giving them a category on their own is just not enough there. So I like to put the two together, like K-bands and the crossover genre together. Having said that, Forestella's Cool might be the most pop-coded Forestella song I have ever heard from them. And they're primarily like known, at least in the K-pop scene, for doing like the classical vocal covers of pop songs. But they said, hey, your assumption about us doing some really cool vocals? Ha, let me blow your mind a little bit. I forget how loud the Beat Interactive intro card is. Oh my goodness. Also, we get to see the return of a familiar face in Paradise Diner. It's great to see this set again. Utopia. Great song, Utopia. I love that wooden ad-lib, but just everything about this song is like, this is a Forestella song, and yet it's a summery pop song, but this is Forestella singing it. I could understand rapper Wooden. Rapper Mingyu kind of hit different. And the thing is, now knowing what the type of song is, and like at this point during first listen, hearing Hyungho on a song like this very much makes sense. If you like knowing what his work is as part of like Pita, it makes sense. And then Doohoon is so flexible when it comes to vocals. Like him fitting in a pop song like this is so seamless. The other two, they're a big surprise for me. Let me see, William's got the attitude right for this song. Yeah. Doohoon and his lower voice fits so well in this arrangement. Like, rapper Mingyu is kind of fire, I won't lie. I don't know why, but it's kind of cute. Which is not what I expected to feel. I can help myself. So pretty. Oh, keep her running. And is that a callback to the apple from the end of Utopia? But yeah. I mean, they called it a spin-off. My goodness, is that a spin-off? Because here's the thing. If you took the visuals away, you took all context clues out of the way, and you presented this song as an anonymous boy group song, you really, unless you know what you were looking for, you could not tell that this is Forestella. That's how well of a sound switch they have. Yes, Forestella are known for their dramatic classic-based vocals, right? You think back to, recent times. Oh, geez, I've forgotten what the most recent one was called. There was a whole live clip of it and everything. We watched it. It was really pretty, but I forgot what the title was. But I guess we'll jump back even further to Utopia because that's the one that's very front and center on my mind. But that is very much a dramatic song. Lots of flair, almost like actual dramatic flair, like a stage performance, a musical that's got that much dramaticism, big rich vocals, big vocal chords, harmonies up the wazoo, flying vocal ranges. And with Forestella, you get the wide range of textures naturally. Especially if you kind of split the group between the high and the low vocals. So you have Woorim and Doohoon, who have very much kind of your more classical vocals, so to speak, more classical sounding. And then you have Hyungho and Mingyu, who have a little bit more of a rocker tone to them. But they're all capable of doing that really dramatic classical voice. And that is what drew me into Forestella initially, and the crossover genre as a whole. With Forestella and La Poème, it is that concept of bringing this classical vocal into the kind of everyday music scene, so to speak. But to see Forestella take that concept and really spin it in a way where this isn't just infiltrating the pop scene with their classical vocals, this is infiltrating the pop scene with a straight up pop banger, and they've done a really good job with it. That's what surprises me about it. Oh, so cool, man. So cool. Pun entirely intended, haha. But anyways, last one. The FTISLAND comeback, of course. The album was great, by the way. Wrote a whole post about it. The album was a lot of fun. I actually haven't come back to the title track in a hot minute, or at least since it's dropped, so this will be nice. Also on the post, I mentioned it, but I'll mention it here again. the same set that Yuju used for her special clip a little while ago, who is also having a special single drop pretty soon. It's very exciting. But that slow, back to the band music, that slow build up.
지나간 시간 속 깊이 빠져 있어 아무렇지 않게 기억 속을 헤매 시간에 갇혀 멈춰진 날과 누군가 말해줘 나에게 현명할 수 있도록 짊어진 모든 걸 내려놔 외면하지 마 다시는 set you free.
That very subtle chugging guitar in the background is so cool. Because it doesn't break free from the back of the mix. It's just there. Kind of like where the bass usually would be in the mix, which is very interesting. There's the intensity. Here's the thing about this song is I didn't know that in this current setup for FTISLAND there's no guitarist. And this song has a very prominent guitar part. I did not know that FTISLAND's current setup didn't have a guitarist, or at least a designated guitarist on camera. That transition from the pre-chorus into the chorus and you feel that sudden rush of intensity is so cool to listen to. That sustain is spine-chilling. The fact that the note rings and just continues to ring. You know those songs where you just really don't ever want to end? This is one of those where it's just the energy of it is so good and it never ends and it just keeps going. Like this song's just finished and we're at almost 5.5 minutes. This is a long song. And honestly, you know, come to a K band or just come to band music and then you get the really nice, hefty, long chunks of music to enjoy. And honestly, I wouldn't even be mad if this song was like 7 minutes long. Because what this song for me, or is for me, is the closest thing I have felt to like in terms of the sensation I get from listening to the song, the closest thing that has come to me listening to my 80s power ballads. Like, what's a good example? Def Leppard's Hysteria from the Hysteria album is, I think, in its full length from like end to end, something like 6 and a bit minutes. Never gets old listening to it. I'll stick with Def Leppard because that's the group I know best. Like, Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad from Adrenalize is about that long. Goodbye from Euphoria is about that long. And this type of song, back in like the heydays of like the hair metal and like the 1980s rock scene, this is like what the normal length of the song was. So to have a song that so perfectly encapsulates the feelings of an 80s power ballad in a format that is so very similar to the 80s power ballad is so cool, because this, for me, would slot in right perfectly into my 80s power ballad playlist. It's so good, and it's got everything I want from it. It's got the really pretty vocals, the high flying vocals, the chugging electric guitar, the background vocals, the really smooth progression, the nice long swells. Oh, what a way to end the album, the little marathon too. Like, this was such a good time, and I need to listen to this song more. I really do. The album itself was actually tremendous fun to listen to. And I saw on social media that an upcoming episode of Amazing Saturday is gonna have Lee Hongyi of FT Island, Juhyuk, who of course had his solo comeback that we checked out, and Sandra Park. Those three as the visiting cast on Amazing Saturday is gonna be so much fun. I love Hongyi on Amazing Saturday, and then get to learn a little bit about what Yonghwa is like in a variety setting, and same with Sandra Park. It's gonna be a great time. So, looking forward to that. I think that drops next Saturday. Ooh, very exciting times. Oh, I'm tired, man. That's a lot of music sat there. I think that's 16 songs in 2 videos. Never again, never again. Cannot do more than 2 marathons in a day, man. But, actually, yeah, that's it. That is officially caught up on all the music that we missed. Honestly, in hindsight, we probably could have moved Forestella into the boy groups and then moved Young K from the solos into the K bands, but that just would have made the distribution so uneven. So I'm kind of glad we did it this way, because we had a nice set list of groups and bands and artists to check out today. Very good time. All the music that dropped was great. If we missed any, and I haven't written a post about it, I don't know if I'm going to get around to it. So I apologize for that. It's just a time constraint thing. I don't have an unlimited amount of time to record anymore. I am still currently in the process of trying to get my life sorted. And each video does take a lot longer to produce now that I'm putting it through editing properly instead of just uploading the raw like I used to back in the day. But let's be honest. Y'all know why we're here, and it's to enjoy and appreciate the K band and the music that comes out of the K band, the K indie scene. And you know how much I love and how much we love a good K band around here. So it's great that we got to show a whole bunch of love and appreciation for them, even though I might have covered them or written about them in the past. But that is it from me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Oh geez, I've forgotten. One last request from me today. Let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness may brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.